Alright, YouTube, this is everything I know about Blue Lock. So, as you know, I can hit as Chigiri, I can hit as Isagi, I can hit as Rio. Alright, so this is a soccer ball, anime that revolves around psychotic, soccer ball players that are in the insane asylum, alright? So, the first one I want to get to is Isagi, alright? So, why do we love Isagi? Okay, he has blue hair, he is the main character, he has many, feats and attributes that contribute to the series. He has a lot of winning goals, he's not a loser, he's a winner, but let's tell you how he starts off for studying. Alright? Because what he does, alright, is he's a little bit like Goku, alright? How Isagi starts off the series is that literally he has speed, he has strength, he has integrity. Remember, the thing about these sports that I know is very strong when it comes to specific sports, specifically football, is they have to have speed and strength. And Isagi has both of them, but in different areas, alright? He's not as talented as Shigiri, he's nowhere near as talented as Ryo, but he has a drive and determination that is similar in the exact same match as Naruto, alright? Because what Isagi does, right, is he counters your speed and strength, creditably, while the other one, Burrow, strikes back, fiercely and intensely, alright? So what he lacks from the other players, like the higher ups, like especially, Rin, is that he doesn't know the game in and out, but he has the drive and determination to win every game. Because, what Isagi has, he has the ability to fool, he has the ability to pass, he has the ability to shoot, but he can't do all three at will, which is why he is the main character. In his journey around time, in order to compete with people like, Chigiri and Ryo, is that he has to learn how to shoot and strike at the right time, or else he won't make the ball in the soccer basket, alright? Literally, because his biggest problem, literally, is that he's not as fast as others when it comes to comprehension. Like, in the beginning, when these two people are like Cybermen, they speed him up, but he needs Chigiri's help. That's exactly why Isagi is the main character, alright? So what he is good at, where he does compete with Ryo, is that his speed, literally, with Ryo, literally, is like 18, 18 eighth, percent compared to actual, big soccer ball player, alright? And what he does, literally, he's only a little bit, weaker than Ryo, alright? So what he does is when he aligns speed, literally, this is real speed, this is Isagi speed. Ryo can activate his speed at will, but Isagi has to speed bits his own will, to his own nine-tailed fox power. So whenever Isagi gets mad, he competes with the speed of others. So in other words, in order to, compete with Isagi, the main character, you have to do the right thing at the right time, literally with the right amount of speed, alright? Which is his biggest, problem, which is why he has to get mad and wait his power, in between shots, so that is the story of the main character from Blue Lock, Isagi Yoshi, alright? So let's get to Chigiri, alright? So what makes Chigiri dangerously more powerful than Isagi, and why Isagi can catch up? So remember, Isagi's build is like this, and Chigiri's literally is a little bit slimmer and faster, literally, and more accurate, alright? So Chigiri, literally, when he goes up for a goal, not only is he in a full position, but he's in a full range, literally, tactics, like, guy from Naruto, where it comes, unlock his gates when it comes to literally speed blitz and literally. So Chigiri is a little bit faster, than Ryo. He's a little bit more, precisely adjacent, to Ryo when it comes to certain plays in the soccer game. And when it comes to Isagi, he has a little bit more skill. So the difference between Isagi, and specifically Chigiri, is that Chigiri can trip more. Literally, Chigiri has more skill, and Chigiri has more accuracy, alright? Literally, the only problem, literally, is that Chigiri, gets cocky, literally, doesn't pay attention 100%. If Isagi's right close to him, he can speed blitz him. Literally, that's the Axel Sakaji and Blue Lock. They all have the same muscle and strength. Literally, so that's the problem. That's why Usagi literally still holds flat, where it comes to the Justin character in the beginning, and that's why he can still get tripped by everybody. But as he continues on, he's on the same level as Rin. The only difference between Usagi and Rin is that Rin is the teacher. Really, Rin goes all out. Literally, and so Usagi is literally like 0.1 level below Rin. Alright, so the reason why Chigiri is more dangerous is because literally Isagi's like this, literally Ryo's like that, and Chigiri's like that. Alright, literally, so Chigiri's twice as fast as both of them. Those are three main characters, the big strikers, literally in Blue Lock. Alright, literally, and so where Chigiri gets mad at is that he's unconfident and he's insecure, but he has the most ferocious, Jamaican gameplay. Literally, so when he gets close to you, he can speed blitz faster, he can fake faster, literally, and can hit shots more accurately. Alright, literally, that's what makes him dangerous. He's Chigiri, he's Chigiri, literally, of the south, alright? Literally, and so when it comes to Isagi, right? Literally, he helps Isagi out when it comes to, certain goals, alright? So, let's get to, where Chigiri gets his boost from. Ryo. Literally, there are cocky characters like, Ryo in Blue Lock, literally, who get the shit tied in and not, but come back with the biggest comebacks like Vegeta, alright? In order to win the entire game. He's the MVP for Season 2, alright? So, Ryo is my favorite character. Wanna know why? Because Ryo is obsessed with sport and not. Literally, he's like Sasuke Uchiha where it comes to the game of soccer, alright? Literally, so, when it comes to Axel Rio, alright, his paid assistant, literally, in command is Nagi, literally, so if you don't believe it, literally, I know Blue Lock in and out, literally, you have a big misconception from the movie, alright? Literally, where it comes to that actual, thing. People think that Rio sucks. No, Rio is only secretly, he's slightly better than Nagi. You wanna know why? Because Rio introduced him to the game. Literally, he's the sensei, alright? So Nagi has more potential. Literally, Nagi is an actual prodigy. Rio knows the game in and out, and he plays basketball, alright? So the difference between, Nagi and Rio is that Rio is the master. He doesn't try all the fucking time, alright? Literally, but he does the right thing at the right time, alright? So the only way that you can beat Rio, literally, is that if you catch him, literally, when he's off guard, literally, when he's not paying attention, literally being obsessed all the way to a point, literally, if he made a slight mistake, you can make a field goal. All right, literally. So, what Rio is good at is that he has speed and strength, accuracy at will. Literally, so unlike Chigiri, Asagi, and the others, literally, he can activate all his quirks at will. All right. So what Rio does, literally, is he speed blitzes towards you. Literally, he does a fake. Literally, he goes to the right. Literally, so he's good at passing. What you don't know about Rio is that he's very good at passing because he knows the game in and out. And what he does, he's very good at goal making. He just doesn't know what the goal is going to be because other characters like Burrow and over all the other characters are obsessed. More mentally, like they're not paying attention to Rio's statement. Literally, they're ignoring Rio's statement where it comes to basketball in the soccer game. Okay, so when it comes to Burrow, the only reason why he fooled him, all right, was because Rio was caught off guard. Literally, he wasn't trying 100%, which is why he made the winning field goal in season 2. All right, now, when it comes to, Axel Rio, Nagi gets way more attention, way more fucking screen time, literally, but Rio's the one who introduced him to the game. So in other words, literally, Nagi has, the highlight play winning goals, but literally, Rio has, a winning mentality, alright? Literally, and he only gets beat by other players that are obsessed. And what do they win by? They win by, speed, strength, literally, and agility. So Rio has half the agility to come off guard. So Rio's like this. He's the perfect, mixture of all soccer moves in Blue Lock. All right, literally, he has all three. He has speed, he has agility, he has counters, literally, but he can't, use all of them. Literally, if people are confusing him, but he can use them middle line towards the game. All right, literally, so Rio is the best, where it comes to all, multiple actual fucking features, right? So that's where Chigiri gets him. Literally, when it comes to long and longevity, literally, when him and Chigiri literally are equal to a goal. Chigiri trips him, literally, but Rio's, second in command. So, if you want me to be honest with you, Chigiri is only a little bit better because he's more attributes. Rio is actually stronger than Burrow, all right? And Burrow literally gets that way only because he's physically stronger, all right? So what happened to show, literally, as Rio faced both Chigiri, Isagi, and Burrow, literally, what happened was he allowed the two of them, he allowed the red nigga, he allowed the blue nigga, literally, and Burrow was the one to trip him, all right? So Burrow's a fucking beast, but literally, he's less than Rio when it comes to knowing the whole game. So Burrow, just like Nagi, is also a prodigy. And Nagi, what he is he has speed. He has speed above Rio, literally, but Rio can calculate his speed at Rio. Literally, so what Nagi can do, Nagi can score more goals, really, but Rio can score more goals, literally, with the accuracy when it comes to World Cup, alright? Literally, so those are three badass main characters, alright? So remember, when it comes to Sagi, everybody in the beginning of Blue Lock is equal, alright? Literally, but that's what makes him a Super Saiyan. So he's the main protagonist, Goku, literally, where he makes a goal, literally, when he's down in the strike, he becomes a Super Saiyan, alright, literally. So, what happened was Rio got his own movie, literally, showing how good he fucking was, literally. He's still an MVP when it comes to season 3, alright, literally. So, whatever, literally, Chigiri's the one who trips him, but Rio is the one who's best all around, alright, literally. And where it comes to Ren literally has, a second gear that's really beast. So, Ren is the, the leader of the soccer team, along with Saki, alright. So, what happens, literally, in season 2 is Ren trains the Saki, literally, to go to the World Cup, literally. That's when, literally, him, Rio, and Chigiri and everybody make their main goal, alright, literally. So, Burrow is just a hothead, literally. So, the reason why I like, talk about him is because that's exactly what other people on society, and that's why I don't like him, literally. So he is good, he is intense, but he's not as good as the others when it comes to being intricate in the soccer game. Alright, so where it comes down to it, literally, when I say the beginning of the video that Justin is on the same level of power level as everybody fucking else, he's just not as intense as Asagi because Asagi has more muscle. Literally, and that's what deprives everybody. That's the only reason why Burrow, whoops his ass, because Burrow has a little bit more muscle than Rio. Alright, literally, so, when it comes to Ren, he's mastered the game in and out to a point where he's the level of the coach. Alright, so guess who's the voice actor of Rio? It's a black guy. He's really good. He looks like he's European. He's actually kind of handsome. Literally, he's true. Literally, so I love all the Blue Lock characters. So when it comes to action dogs in the series, literally, even if it's the minor characters, literally, from the guy in the movie theater all the way to the one with the fade that looks like Connie, literally, I can play as all of them in Call of Duty, but they're not as strong as the main people I told you, Chigari, Isagi, and Rio. Literally, so I'm telling you that right now. Literally, so and the other one, The really good one. So the second half of the video is the minor characters are really good. There's one that looks like Boomerang Dodger, who's a really big character in my manga. Alright, literally, he's really, really good. He's shining red and he's sexy, alright, literally. But let's get to the other people, down the line. Bachira. Bachira literally is, if you actually know his name, it's a half retarded character, but he's a really smart character in the series. So what he has Chigiri, and Real, Saga in the middle, literally, and his speed blitzes, he has yellow, black hair, gray hair that looks like a honeybee, literally, he really goes hard, like, Hypersen, literally, it's really, really, really good, because, what Bachira does is he speeds blitz towards you, literally, runs faster, puts himself in a position of a fake, literally, and then he fakes again, and then makes a field goal. He's really, really fucking nasty. He trips everybody. He made me kill with Sagi, and everybody, he's just in come to mind. So Bachira literally is the best, literally. So Bachira, Rio, are kind of tight, literally. If you're really to go toe to toe, literally, Bachira would only lose to a little bit, literally. So that's the thing, literally. When it comes to soccer, literally, they all have different mindsets, and Chigiri can being by a little bit. All right. When it comes to Nagi, Nagi's a big, point for his video, because the only one that's really nasty on overall gameplay is because Nagi he can shoot, he can score, and he's twice as fast as Rio. He's Rio's dog, but literally, he makes Rio literally, look like shit where it comes, certain gameplays, but not overall, literally, because Rio did make, really exciting. That is why he's the sensei. That's the biggest part about, the Blue Lock anime. That's my favorite relationship between the two of them, because, Nagi is more naive. Nagi doesn't know the game in and out, but Rio was obsessed with the game ever since you're younger, so he took him, like, young, Orochimaru the Sasuke for a sensei. Literally, he told him really the ways of soccer. That's what he gets for screen time. Where it came down to that second season, literally, Rio literally became MVP, literally along with his own movie. But Nagi, literally, he can make the shot. I will, literally, he is literally the autonomous, crypto super dog slash, ultra instinct, literally. But he has no ultra instinct and not with Rio. He's like Inuyasha, literally. He goes in, he scores a football, he keeps on scoring, literally. And Rio can only score at the right time, literally. So that's exactly why he gets more screen time. All right. So now it's time, aside from Nagi's thunderstorms, to the biggest part of the video, Ryusei Shudo, literally the guy with the purple hair, pink and purple hair, I call him Pink Lemonade. I got that from a brief series, by the way. So anyway, fucking Pink Lemonade, it's like Rio, literally, if he gained everybody, including Saki Straits on steroids, and he can make a speed shot on Rio, literally. He says speed. He's better than fucking Ren, literally, because what Shido does is he fakes with the mindset, but he goes forward, literally, in that fast position, literally, speed bits everybody and counters them. Literally, he is the equivalent, I forgot that one guy's name, but literally, up to that one, I'm gonna call him Ryusei for now. Literally, the guy with the red hair, literally, he speed blitz him, alright? Literally, so Shido, literally, he gets put in the same side for how much he fouls people, for how much he's good at the soccer game, for how much he's good at the game in general, literally, and he is just like fucking Rio. Literally, in fact, him and Rio fucking faced off, literally, Rio killed him, literally. So, when it comes down to it, alright? When it truly, comes down to it, literally, Blue Lock is a multi-dimensional soccer anime that fills everybody up with perspective, including the coach, literally, and when it comes down, the final decision for this video is that literally there are multiple characters in Blue Lock, and there are new characters being introduced. Like, this season we're gonna have Loki is his name. There's also, a Daishiki, I actually, I think a partial African, character, that was in here last season that was really, really good. All right, literally, and I don't want to go into that, but I think it's really good. So yeah, there's a lot of black characters in Blue Lock, including a black character for Rio. But anyway, this is Bootrix, NT, and this is everything I know about Blue Lock.